Yo, what's good, Envy fam? It's your boy Envy. Man, I really appreciate all of you guys that comment, that show me love out in the lake, show me love on Instagram, man. It honestly is what keeps me motivated. It's honestly what keeps me wanting to go out and fish, guys, to continue to edit, to continue to make content for you guys. All honesty, man, especially like when you guys tell me that I help you catch your first fish, or that you went out and you've been struggling, use what I tell you, and then you go out and catch fish. Man, I truly appreciate it. You guys can like share my videos with people that want to learn how to fish, or just share my videos in general, man. I really appreciate it, guys. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen the last video I went out and I actually was killing them on the Fluke, on the duck pond. For those of you that aren't from El Paso, it's just a smaller lake. We have a small pond right next to our big lake. Today I ended up fishing the big lake, but in this video I'm actually gonna fish the big lake, man. Y'all check it out. Alright, this is the stuff I like to look for, guys. All of this, because you're not gonna find a lot of people fishing this. If you know how to bass fish, and the way I'm teaching you guys, not a lot of people are gonna come over here. You can't throw a lot of crankbaits, you can't throw anything much other than a Texas rig, and that's exactly what this is. So yeah, I'm gonna fish this spot. Hopefully I get hit, guys. This is a good high percentage spot to get hit. Just like that, guys. Just like that. I do want you guys to keep in mind that a good percent of the time you're going to be swimming on top, so they probably are going to come up and blow up on it. Even though there are some little pockets that it does dive in, they're going to be in actual like little pockets. Like there's going to be a little hole that you can see it, they'll be sitting on there, and what they're actually eating is dragonflies or any bugs, but a good percentage of it is dragonflies. So what they're doing is they're trying to stay as close up against the grass until they see a dragonfly get close, and then they're going to hit it. So when you're bringing your bait across and when it comes off the grass and it's still popping to the side, that's when they're going to jump up and get it. That's where you'll get a lot of top water. You can with a frog, but guys, let's be realistic. These fish aren't really that big. So a fluke is a perfect thing where they'll engulf the whole thing enough for you to be able to set the hook. So as soon as they eat it, reel down, boom, set that hook. But this is a great way to also work on your top water. You're just gonna keep flicking it on loose line, guys. Don't make sure they're slack in your line, just so it'll go side to side, and they should hit it off the top water. If you want, when you do get into pockets and you do want it to sink, you can let it sink, and you'll be able to work it out of the grass. Even though it's coming through it again, you should be able to work out of the grass. All right, guys, real quick, I did up my line. I did up everything. This is 30-pound test braid, and the leader is 12-pound test, just because I kind of knew that I wanted to be throwing into grass and all that. So you can still get away with like a 4-pound test, guys, but let me tell you, you're gonna have a long time trying to get them out of there, because this grass is, especially right here where I'm fishing, it's really thick. Like where I caught him, it was one big batch. Like where he hit it, he took me into that big batch, and then on top of that, it went into a pocket, and then it hit another big pile of grass. So with that being said, I would up my line knowing that I am gonna have to really muscle them out of there. And if he's big, if they're little dinks like that, I'll just ski them, guys, on top of the water. I try to ski them all, but let me tell you, the big ones are a lot harder to ski, and they'll pull you down. But if you are going to be fishing heavy vegetation, I would say to just up your gear, just so you can pull them out of there. Up your gear enough where I'm able to still cast this about 40-50 feet, so that's good enough for me from where I'm casting. So again, why I use lighter line is so I can be able to cast it out there, but use the heaviest that you can get away with still being able to throw it far. I mean, that's the best advice I can give you. Again, you can catch them on using lighter line, but damn, you're gonna be up for a hell of a fight, guys. No lie, you're gonna be up for one hell of a fight, guys. So I would up your gear just for these certain occasions. You can even do it with a spinning rod, guys. You don't need a bait caster. You can just put bigger line on your spinning reel, just up it more, and you'll be perfectly fine. I'm not saying go out and get a bait caster for this occasion, but you can use a spinning reel too. High percentage spots, guys. Right here, like right here where this tree is, all of this, all right there are high percentage shots, including high percentage spots, including like the fact that there's moss in the water. Man, that's high percentage. Now if I had a kayak, I would love to just be on the opposite side of this and then just go on the grass line or this weed line, the cattails, I don't know what those are called, just right around them, and I guarantee you, man, that's like a high percentage spot. I've seen a big one, he hangs out like right there, but I've never been able to catch him. But I guarantee you, if I was fishing like this, because coming from the bank, it's a lot harder, but if I was fishing like this, it'd be a lot easier, especially because it's easier for me to work my bait. It's hard to work my bait when I'm on this side of the water. It's a big one, guys. Get down there. Hold on, guys. Oh my gosh, he's taking me under. Hold on, guys. Look at that, guys. Look at that wall I had to jump. This thing. Alright, you guys, there are a few things that you guys need to consider. If you are going to be using the Fluke, there's more than one way to skin a cat, guys. There's a lot of ways you can use a Fluke. A Fluke is really versatile, guys. If you're throwing it on matted grass or on grass that's on top, I would keep my rod tip up and then just flicking it like this, just flicking the tip, so this way you can try to make it dance as much as you possibly can. But normally if there's no grass or anything, depending on how fast I want it or where I want it in the water, I'm either going to be popping it sideways or I'm going to be popping it with my rod tip all the way down. So it's either my rod tip all the way down to make sure that it's staying close to the bottom, in the middle, so this way I know in the middle, or on top. Basically keep your rod tip top. I can't stress that enough, guys. If you're on mats, do not try to, well, you can do whatever you want, but me, I don't try to pop it sideways, because you tend to, when you pop it sideways, you keep the bait running like this. When you pop it up top, it just keeps doing this on top of the water. And then when you get really good at it, you're able to move it side to side, but keeping it on top of the mats. When I push it to the side, it's really darting from side to side, again also from the bottom, but it matters. All that's going to happen is if I raise the tip up more, it's just going to come up higher. But if I want to keep it low, then I keep my rod tip low. Just something for you guys to consider. Huge one, guys, a huge, looked like 2 pounds came up and ate it. I'm gonna try getting them at a different angle. hopefully I can get them from here, because there's only so much I can work the bait because of the bridge, and I'm hitting the tip of my rod. I don't want to break it, so I'm gonna try getting it from here, so this way I can work it all the way through. Hopefully he bites, because that last one he hit it, hopefully it came on camera, and he kind of sort of felt the hook. I don't know how the freak I missed him, but he kind of sort of felt the hook, so hopefully he didn't feel it enough where he'll still bite it. Like that, guys. 1, 2, 3. I actually saw this guy eating top water over there, so I worked my fluke like a top water, and there it is, guys. Well, 1,000 ways to work a fluke, guys. Yo, hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. I was having mad problems with my GoPro. I still had like an hour and a half to fish, but my GoPro wasn't charging. I use an external battery for my GoPro, and it just wasn't charging. I don't know why, but anyways, I had some good fishing left to do. I went to the other side of the lake, of the big lake, and I got that one fish on top water, and then my GoPro stopped working. I don't even know if that recorded. Hopefully it did. That would have been the last shot, but after that, man, my GoPro just didn't want to work, and that side of the lake, I do think I would have got hit a lot more. Again, there is 1,000 ways to fish it. Like, you can fish it really fast. What I've noticed all day today was all of them were liking it when I was like really popping it. As a matter of fact, there was one time where I could see my bait, and I saw that it had some grass on it, and I was really popping it in the water just to get the grass off. Not so much trying to work my bait. I was really popping it just to get the grass off, because you flick it really hard, like it'll move really fast, and you can usually get the grass off. And yeah, I was flicking it really hard to get the grass off, and a bass came out and hit it. So as of right now, which kind of makes sense because they are getting ready for fall. If you guys don't know, fall is the best time to honestly fish. It's where you're gonna have, chances are where you will have a chance to catch your PB. Honestly, the bass should start getting big from now on, really fat. So if you guys are really looking to catch big fish, right now is honestly from here on out, especially like now that when it's cloudy, it's a really good time to get some really big ones, because they're getting ready for winter, so they're gonna start to eat up a lot, and which means you guys can use a lot of baits. You guys can use crankbaits, you guys can use flukes, you guys can use steel worms, jigs, or really anything that's erratic, like lipless crankbaits. Right now is like the best time to really whip out like just about any of your baits, any reaction baits, your jerk baits, like anything like that. I normally, right now, I would say throw some crankbaits, but I don't like having to deal with all that grass. As it is, my fluke was getting some grass, and that's weedless. I have a Texas rigged, and that's weedless, so I can just imagine like throwing a crankbait, throwing a lipless. I hear the lipless are really good, like even when you get it in the grass, like you really flick it really hard, which makes it come out. That's when the bass will attack it. But man, I just can't deal with the grass, man, guys. I don't know how you guys deal with it, but I can't stand it. As far as me, like when I do throw like a wacky rig, it's not really heavy where it buries down. Even if it lands on grass, it's usually on the top, so I can work it out of there pretty good. When I have my fluke, I work it a little bit different. I throw it past, and then I let it, let's just say there's a brush pile here and another one right here, right? If I throw it over on this side where there's a brush pile right here and one right here, and then there's like a little pocket inside right here, I'll throw it on the outside, swim it over that aquatic vegetation, let it sink down, work it. When I feel this one, I'll work it over it, and then sometimes back down. But today, the way the bass were liking it was, even in those little pockets, the bass are just staring up because they're waiting for dragonflies or anything to swim by, any bug. 90% of the time, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for dragonflies. And the dragonflies will land on top of the grass. I don't know if you've seen them all land on top of the mats of the grass. So the bass are just in those little pockets looking up, waiting for a dragonfly to land, and then they're gonna jump up and they're gonna try eating it. Now a fluke, what you can do is just work it all the way top. That's exactly what I was doing. Like especially if I saw a blow up. The last fish that I caught, I saw a blow up. I saw how big that fish was. It was decent. Well, it was the one I caught. And so I thought, okay, that'll definitely be good enough for it to hit my fluke. I casted it out there. I don't know if you guys saw, I was popping it really quick. He tried to hit it, he missed it, and I was still working. Like I could see him, he came up and he turned on it, and then I kept popping it, working it, making it dance from side to side, and then he came back and he ate it. So again, let the fish tell you what they want. Sometimes they want it really fast like that, and if you do slow down, sometimes they will stare at it and they'll get turned off by it. Like they'll see it, they'll have a good time to study and be like, nah, I don't want it. Other times that's the only way they'll eat it. Like that's why I always tell you guys, let the fish tell you what they want, because sometimes it's really quick, sometimes it's in the middle, and sometimes it's all the way down where you're seriously dead sticking it. I'll pop it and then just let it sit there for like 10 seconds. That's what I was telling you guys on the last video, 10 seconds. But let the bass tell you what they want. On this one today, I could honestly, I wasn't even waiting for it to hit the bottom. It was like 1, 2, 3. Like I was popping it and I'll wait like 1, 2 seconds and then pop it again. Wait 1 second, pop it again. But switch up your retrieve. Like pop it 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Like just keep popping it so this way it'll dance. Even later on that day, you guys will see like, gosh damn, that fish, like they're just not eating anymore. And sometimes like they get really lazy throughout the day and they want it a little different. So even though it was working that day or even the day before, it might not work like the whole day, or the next day they want something totally different. The day before when I went, they wanted it, I was popping it, and I was letting it sink, and that's when they were hitting it. Today it was just like reaction strike, so they were hitting it when I was working. Like I was pausing, like pop pop pop, and as soon as I paused it, they hit it really fast. The other day I was pop pop pop, and I was letting it sink, let it sink, let it sink, and then they'd pick it up and then they take off with it. So let the fish tell you what they want, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, man. Smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, man. Thank you guys so much for all your support, man. Love y'all. God bless. Till the next